Okay, so today we're finishing up conditional probability and two-way tables. So this says a survey asked if you could have a new vehicle, would you want a sports car or a sports utility vehicle? So it has some information filled in for me. How do I fill in the rest of the boxes? How do I get the total for SUV? Add what two numbers? For total for SUV? SUV is the column. Okay, and when I add those two together, what do I get? 156. And then for sports car total, what do I get? 84. Total males. Total females. Okay. And then my total. I can either add the 60 and 180 or the 156 and the 84. It should give me the same total. 240. So then I have two different kinds of frequencies. I have marginal frequencies, which are the entry in the total for the column and the total for the row. So these two totals in a two-way table. Okay. And joint frequency is the entries in the body, and then I accidentally typed some stuff in there. That shouldn't be there. Of the two-way frequency tables. So, this part right here. So, when a table displays percentages or ratios, for the whole table, this is referred to as a two-way relative frequency table. So what I want to do in this table, in each of my squares, I want to divide by my total. So how many people were surveyed in the first part up above? Total people. So the total where the two totals meet was 240. Okay, so 21 divided by 240 gets me while you're working on that, I'm going to tell you guys on this, we want to round to the nearest hundreds. 2 decimal places. Decimal places, not a fraction. So 21 divided by 240 is 2 decimal places. That would round to 0.09. And then if I multiply by 100, it turns it into 9%. Okay, so I want to go ahead and do the same thing for the sports car for males. So I'm going to divide that by 240. So what do I get here as my decimal? So 0.16 is my decimal, 16 as my percent. My total for this one was 60, and it's still out of 240. Okay, so females for SUV is 135 over 240. Then I want to do the 45 out of 240. 0.19, which is 19%. Oh, why did I write an extra one? Okay, then my total females is 180 out of 240. Okay, then I want to do total SUV, which was 156 out of 240. Huh? Yeah, 65. Then my total for sports cars is 84 out of 240. And then my total is 240 out of 240, which is 1. And what is that as a percent? 100. So when I'm doing relative frequency, if this total isn't 100 in the corner, I've done something wrong. So to summarize, relative frequencies is divided by the whole count, the lower right corner number. So these numbers tell us the percentage of people surveyed that gave that response. So the next thing we have is conditional relative frequency tables. Conditional relative frequency compares a frequency count to the marginal total. So I'm going to be comparing like something in an individual box to just the total at the bottom of a column or the end of a row. You know, I do that sometimes. There you go. Thank you. So conditional relative frequencies look for a relationship between the different categories. So I can do it in two different ways. I can do it depending on my columns, which I want to put over my column totals. So I want to go ahead and I'm going to put back all the numbers we had for our boxes in the top left corner. So on this one, when I'm doing it by columns, I'm going to divide by the total on the bottom row. So everything in the SUV column is going to be divided by 156. Because that's the total at the bottom of that column. So what's 21 divided by 156? What? That's not what I got. No, it's 0.13. You don't round up because that's a 4 after it. You round up 5 or more. So 13%. I'm going to do the same thing for 135. I'm going to divide by 156. This gets me so that rounds up to 0.87 or 87%. And then the 156 is going to be divided by 156, which is anything divided by itself is always 1. So this is 100%. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for the sports car. This time, my total for sports car is 84, so all of those are going to get divided by 84. What is 39 divided by 84? Okay. So that's 46%. What's 45 divided by 84? You sure? Oh, I divided by the wrong number. That would help. Yeah, 54. That one rounds to 54. And then 84 divided by 84? 1. Okay, and then my last column, I want to divide by the total. So these numbers are going to be divided by the 240. 60 divided by 240 is? 180 divided by 240 is? And 240 divided by 240 is? 1. Okay, so for the rows, I'm going to put these ones over the row totals. So I'm going to go back and fill in my table numbers. And for this one, I'm using this total at the end to divide by. So this entire row is going to be divided by 60. So 21 divided by 60 is? Mm-hmm. 39 divided by 60 is? And then 60 divided by 60. Then my next row, I'm going to divide by 180. So 135 divided by 180. $45 divided by 180. And 180 divided by 180. And then my last row, I'm going to divide everything by 240. So 156 divided by 240 is 84 divided by 240? And 240 divided by 240? 100%.